Howdy y'all, it's Aaron here, and in this episode, I want to share with you how to get your first 100 customers the easy way. As always, make sure that you grab something to take notes with and stick around until the end where I'm going to share with you a Facebook ad strategy for somebody who is trying to get their first 100 customers. All right guys, so number one is to use your network. You may be under the impression that you need to sell to a ton of people who don't know who you are, but honestly, this is the absolute best group to start with. They know you, they trust you, and if you have a product worth buying, they'll do it. They'll spend that money. If your friends or family won't pull out their wallet to support you, then it's going to be an uphill battle to try to convince a stranger. The number one test to tell if your product is going to be viable in the marketplace is to sell to friends, family, and acquaintances. Now, if you have a decent network, maybe you'll get 20 to 25 friends who purchase, but even if you only get 5, that's enough proof to keep moving forward and to check out the rest of these tips in the video. All right, y'all, before we cover number 2, I just wanted to say howdy. My name's Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at Bit Branding, and we're an e-commerce growth agency that specializes in helping clothing stores grow and scale profitably online. Now, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the latest strategies for clothing stores. We drop new content for you every single week. All right guys, so number 2 is to go find the right pond to swim in. So I love analogies, and this was the best one that I could come up with, so give me a break. But for example, statistically, Instagram is going to be a great play for you and your clothing store. Now, I would make a Dream 100 list. Shout out to Russell Brunson for naming that, who also gives credit to somebody else who actually named it. Anyway, my point is, you need a Dream 100 list. On this list, you're gonna reach out to these people, preferably those who are under 10,000 followers right now, because it's a lot easier to show up and give value to those people, and they'll start to notice you a little bit easier. But even before you start to reach out to ask, I need you to follow them and engage. Like, comment, share, tag them in the content you're creating that's relevant to them. Do this for 2 weeks and you'll start to show up as a familiar name on their radar. So when it comes to reaching out, you'll already seem like a known entity. So you see a pattern here? Build relationships. Do the unscalable hard work right now. Your Dream 100, you want to offer them a free product. Give them something, but don't worry. You won't need to give away 100 free shirts. Not everyone is going to say yes. The catch here, don't worry about asking them to post about your product or do anything with your shirt, whether it's an influencer play or whatever else. Don't worry about any of that right now. The rule of reciprocity is real. Some won't do anything. Don't worry about those people, but some, actually most, will do something. This will get you, I say, free eyeballs on your product and to your website, and that alone is valuable. Just make sure that you have an amazing website experience and a pop-up to collect those email addresses for everyone who visits but may not have purchased. All right, so number 3 is to start creating content. Obviously, we believe YouTube is the best platform, but you need to create content where your audience is. So let's assume Instagram again for this example, but honestly, it could be anywhere. Create content that resonates with your target audience. Get granular in your understanding of who will wear your clothes. This is honestly a huge mistake that most clothing stores make. They never know who they're talking to. Just create a product and just start saying, I want to sell a product. I actually saw a video from Ryan Daniel Moran, who has like the fastest way to $1 million. But basically he said, like, you can either sell to a person, i.e. somebody who has a beard, and you sell beard oil to them or a beard shirt or whatever else, or you can sell a product, and it's gonna be a heck of a lot harder for you to sell that product than it is to go and try to find people who have beards. So you should be speaking to one person when you're creating content and writing to them. Treat your content like a show, meaning you'll show up consistently. Let's say you're a clothing boutique in the fast fashion industry. Find out the exact pain points your audience has and create content to solve them. How to dress for a date night, a night out with friends, church, or a work event, not Zoom. I guess there probably is a time and place for how to dress on Zoom, but how to purchase staple items to mix and match with your wardrobe on a budget, or what type of clothes work best for each body type. The options are endless, and you can do this with an Instagram Reel if you choose Instagram. You can even do it with a YouTube channel or a blog. As you create content, more eyeballs will find you. Now is your opportunity for a subtle but obvious call to action to send people to your website when you're creating that content. Or you could send them to, like if you use Instagram shopping, sending them directly to your profile from a reel to shop that look. Before we jump into one of the fastest ways for you to acquire your first 100 customers, I want to tell you about our free masterclass training for clothing stores that will walk you through the 5 pillars that you must have in place for your online store to scale consistently and profitably, no matter what is going on in the digital world. So many prolong this step because it requires capital versus time. But honestly, it's one of the most effective ways to grow and prove your concept can survive in the marketplace. One question we get a lot right now is, how much should I be spending on my advertising when I'm just starting out, when it's just the beginning? If you need help determining your advertising budget, then you need to check out our free calculator. Just comment the word calculator in the comments and we'll send it right over to you. All right, so now let's jump over to my iPad where I want to share with you how to think about your Facebook ad strategy, and then we'll jump into Ads Manager and I'll show you what it looks like to have a campaign running from this type of strategy. All right, so the way that you want to think about this strategy for Facebook is a little bit in depth, which is why I want to draw it out. And basically it's going to be broken down into like 3 different stages. So stage 1 is more of what we call our testing phase, or so our BAT testing, which is brand awareness testing. The next phase is our dynamic creative testing, which if you watched any of the videos on our channel, we have talked about a lot. And the last phase is our prospecting. Now, this prospecting phase is where everybody typically starts with. They try to run ads right out the gate and they don't have any proven elements. And when I say elements, images, text, videos, anything. And so they start right out the gate at a very low budget. Facebook has no confidence, and then they turn off their ads after 3 or 4 days, and this just happens a lot. And this is where most people end up. So let's cover this BAT testing. So BAT testing is going to test different elements. We're testing your headlines, we're testing your primary text, and we're testing your images and video. Now, what we want to do here is we want to create a dynamic creative test where multiple elements are being tested at one time, where we're just doing a test on, let's just say a headline here, primary text here, image here, and we have to test a concept. So, for example, we're testing the headlines, primary text, images or videos. And let's say for the concept, it's, I don't know, a summer collection. And my most favorite summer collection that I keep mentioning on here anyway is the Safari collection. I don't know why, but anyway, we're gonna run with it. So this particular Safari collection, we're going to have, or concept rather, I treat it like a collection on the website, right? So that's probably a whole nother strategy we can talk about. But anyway, the Safari concept / collection here is all focused around the content that would work for ads that we have in this spot. So all the headlines, the text, the imagery is all related to the Safari. Now, what we want to do is we want this to get to 2,000 impressions, right? So not very much. You're gonna spend maybe $10 a day, and you may run this for, I don't know, 5 days. So let's say you spend $50 to test this one concept. What's gonna happen is you're going to find winning elements that are gonna give you different pieces of data. The only piece of data you really care about is cost per click. Now, let's say it's $1.50 per cost per click. Anything below that could potentially be a winning element. So $1.49, great. And let's say you have 5 or 6 different concepts. So we have 2 headlines to go through, 2 primary texts, and like 4 images. Awesome. What's gonna happen now is all of those have technically won as far as the impressions. Next, we would move it into the dynamic creative testing, which, like I said, if you've watched any of our other videos, you know how to set up these types of campaigns. We're very big fans of dynamic creative because what it does is it allows Facebook to choose the right elements and put it the right combination together. So we're gonna test all of these elements together. For this intensive purposes, it's just gonna say add here, but it's gonna find all these different combinations of what actually works and spit out maybe 1 to 2 different ads that actually work. So the combination of 1 headline, a combination of 1 set of primary text and 1 image, and then you turn into the perfect combination. What's good with this is we get social proof. Facebook is also learning at the same time. So it learned over here like which elements worked well for your audience. So awesome, through that test, we spent very little amount of money to figure out that test. Then we put it into a dynamic creative ad and we took the best elements, creating like a super ad, and now we get social proof. And like I said, once we see which ones win, we will just move those into the concepting. We will just move these into the prospecting. So the next campaign is our prospecting. We'll set this up the exact same way in the exact same campaign where the ad set is broad and we're running the best performing ads. So the 2 ads that we had over here are now over in this own campaign, allowing us to spend more money to get a higher return. And what's gonna happen is since we keep that social proof, it's gonna learn faster and it's gonna go straight into an active campaign. Now, one thing to note is that this is not a dynamic creative at this point. We'll grab the post IDs. And the post IDs, like I said, allow us to bring over that social proof, allow us to bring over the information that Facebook needs, and then we can start to scale. So, very easy concept in the sense that all we're trying to do, or I guess to simplify it, is we take winning elements, we put those winning elements together, we find the right combination of winning elements, then we grab those winning combinations and start to scale it. So it's really a 3-step process, and the best way to think about this is don't overcomplicate it. We're just taking the right elements and moving them to the right ad sets. And then the last thing here, I'll write on here, run it for a long time. And then always be testing. So if you can do those 2 things, then you're gonna be, I would say, in the 99th percentile as far as being able to beat everybody else, because they'll run the ads for 3 to 5 days and then it won't work. And then they will just turn it off and then try it again and wonder why their ads don't have any success. All right, y'all, I want to let you in on one major secret that is helping us get more data back to Facebook and almost every other tool out there to get better results and make better marketing decisions that will increase your clothing store sales. And this is crucial, especially as you're trying to get your first 100 customers. So we're using a tool called Triple Well for all of our clients and group coaching members right now. And this powerhouse is what allows us to see the lifetime value of a customer, which I love, at 30, 60, and 90 days. But what I am most excited about is the estimated action rate of customers. What that means is, imagine being able to send emails or run ads to customers who are likely to buy for a second and third time. And knowing when to send out these marketing messages is so powerful. Imagine being able to send out emails or run ads to customers who are likely to buy from you a second or third time. And knowing when to send out these marketing messages, it is ridiculously powerful. If you want access to this amazing software, make sure that you check out the link in the description down below. All right, y'all, I'm wishing you all nothing but success right now. And if you like this video and you're ready to learn even more about Facebook ads, then you have to watch this video next. All right, y'all, have a great day and we will see you next time.